Hello everyone, I'm Atul Dahale and welcome to Incredible Chess channel. Guys, today we are going to look at one game played by our legendary player, our favorite Vidit Gujrathi. Yes, in the online chess Olympiad, Vidit smashed his opponent in just 24 moves. Yes, his opponent was not any beginner or someone. He was a very strong player, 2600 player. So guys, we will be looking at the game very quickly. But before we go further, don't forget to like this video and do comment Vidit OP in the chat. I'll be looking forward that thing. And if you're new here, then don't forget to smash that red button the way Vidit has smashed his opponent in this game, that is subscribe button. Okay, so let's go to the game. Here with his opponent was white. He started with the d4, with it played knight f6, then c4, e6, and now knight to c3. With it went for bishop b4. This is the Nimzo Indian setup, you can say. Queen c2 line his opponent opted for. With it went for castling here. Then a3, bishop is being attacked, so we need to do something. We can come back, but most likely the bishop b4 has been played to capture the knight on c3 square. Now queen into c3, and now he plays d5 because it's very necessary to grab the center. Always remember, you can play any kind of opening, but in each and every opening the center is very important. Okay, opponent plays bishop g5, pinning this knight over here. Okay, now he plays c5. Vidit wants to open up the game at any cost because he needs to take his chances. Okay, before this I would like to tell you one thing, that Vidit did not win any game. Like, he drew these games and he was charged up, you can say, like he wants to win though. So he went for cd4, cd5, cd4, attacking the queen. Queen captures on d4, then knight c6. This knight cannot be captured by the pawn because the queen on d4 is hanging. Okay, one point to understand that thing. Queen d2, and now he captured ed5. Now black is the one, means Vidit is the one who is having isolated queen pawn. But I will tell you, in certain positions this pawn can be a weakness. I completely agree about that thing, but in other cases you might get a lot of play. But because I'll tell you one thing, by having this pawn your pieces are more free here. Okay, knight is free, the rook is also free, the other rook will also be getting this fight. So the isolated queen pawn is a weakness, but it gives you a lot of other advantages in the position. So these are like the advantages which are dynamic in nature. Okay, I talked about this kind of dynamic advantages in the game which I have analyzed in Nihal Sarin's game. I hope that you have checked that game. If you have not checked that game, then I have given the link in the description as well as in the I section above. So guys, dynamic advantage, whenever you have, like here you are more developed, your pieces are more active, so you have to act fast. If you act slowly, then your advantage will be vanished. So here his opponent played knight f3. Of course he needs to develop his pieces. h6 is played in order to kick this bishop away. Bishop captured the knight on f6, then queen captures on f6. Now this queen is putting some pressure on b2 pawn. He played e3. Now what to do? Opponent is going to play bishop on e2 square followed by castling, and white will be okay in this position. And your dynamic advantage, which I was talking about, is about to vanish here. So we have to act fast. We need to break something in the center of the board because opponent's king is still there in the center of the board. So here Vidit decided to play d4. Okay, knight d4 was played, and okay, you can capture here, but that will not be that much cool. Here the main idea is to play rook d8, just pinning this knight over here, and if you want you can go for knight d4, e4, and rook d4 is on the cards. So opponent supported the knight over here with rook d1, but still knight captures d4, e captures d4, and the e file is opened up. Now we need to decide something in this situation. Well, here Vidit decided to play bishop e6, but instead of this thing, I'll tell you the difference also. Instead of this thing, bishop d7 with the idea of playing bishop to a4 was stronger decision. Why? I'm going to show it to you now. Let's suppose after bishop d7 your opponent might play bishop e2, then Vidit would have played bishop to a4. The rook is being attacked, rook needs to move somewhere, or we can, like, okay, you can castle in this position, then the exchange of position will be happening, which happened in the game also eventually. Means he was having a great position. The difference which means, okay, if rook c1 is played instead of castling, okay, then rook d4 will be played, and the queen is not having any square to play this move, and you need to play something, and okay, your king will not be going anywhere. Rook d1, rook e8 will be played, and the bishop is being captured. That is the threat. Like, if you castle, then the bishop will be lost. The thing is that if queen c8 is given, then rook e8 can come back in this situation, and black will be piece up in that case. So the move which was played by Vidit has a drawback now. I'm going to show you. Bishop e6 was played, bishop e2, same decision, same thing, but now the position is different because after rook captures d4, queen e3 is the move. Okay, queen c3 was also one of the options, and now you don't have the idea of rook e8 because the bishop on b3 is being attacked. Also rook e8, like you don't have any support also, that is also there. But the thing is that if your bishop was on a4 square, even if queen e3 is played, you can play rook to e8 and you can attack over here. So that is the difference between playing bishop d7 followed by bishop a4 and bishop e6 followed by bishop to b3. I hope you have understood this small detail in the position. Well, Vidit played bishop a4. Now he is threatening rook to e8. Okay, opponent played castle, but it is like a little bit late thing. Okay, his pieces are still active. Vidit still have still has some kind of advantage. Queen f3. Of course, if you go for the exchange, then white will be very happy. Vidit did not go for the exchange. Vidit played rook to f4, and okay, the b7 pawn is not like a free pawn because your your bishop on the e2 square will be lost. So here after rook f4, queen d3 was played, then he captured the pawn on b2 square, bishop to f3, and now bishop b5. Because after queen b2, see, the two things are happening. The bishop is also being attacked, plus the idea of bishop b5 followed by capturing on f1 is also there. So he played bishop to e2. Okay, another thing, like let's suppose you play rook e1 in this situation, then it will be a very tricky position because here, okay, we have this rook, right? We can play this simple move. The bishop still cannot really move anywhere because there is a very simple threat is there. Let's suppose you play bishop f3. There's a possibility in the position, and as I say, like e1 is a weakness. So we have 2-3 moves here. One move is like, okay, you can think about moving the queen. Another thing is like simply capture, and you will be winning the game because backrank checkmate is there. Otherwise he needs to give up the queen. Okay, so the rook on e1 is hanging. So here rook e1 is not working out. So he played bishop f3, and okay, he was just losing the game. He played rook f6 because you cannot just capture on f1 because the rook on f4 will be hanging. So here Vidit played a very simple move, rook f6, attacking the queen. Queen needs to move somewhere, and then on the next move you are going to capture the rook on f1. So this is how he won the game. His opponent decided to resign the game. This is a very quick game. I hope that you enjoyed this game, this analysis. The small intricacies which were there in the game were very interesting, and Vidit took advantage of his dynamic pluses in the position. So I hope you will also play like this. You will take the advantages of the development or your piece activity in your game. With that note, I'll be taking your leave, but don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, because we'll be having plenty of interesting videos related to Olympiad and opening series which we have already done. Okay, see you then. Take care. Goodbye.